Well, let's get to our major topic of the day, everyone. And it's going to be about the budget 2019. And we look at the 2018 budget, also its performance. But first, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, is now ready to present the 2019 budget though it's in December, and December. The President wrote to the National Assembly a letter which was read on the floor of the House of Representatives today. The President is seeking the attention of the Joint Assembly of the Lawmakers next week, Wednesday, the 19th of December 2018. But there was a disagreement as the House considered a motion of privilege over comments allegedly credited to the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udo Udoma, that the National Assembly is frustrating the presentation of the 2019 appropriation bill. The matter came up as a matter of privilege sponsored by Honorable Chika Adamu, seeking an apology from the minister and a retraction of the statement. Well, it is less than 20 days before the end of the year, but the Buhari government has always said it wants to regularize the budget cycle, the calendar, over the last two budget cycles. Tonight, we'll look at the implications of the late budget presentation, who is responsible, effects on the economy, and the performance of the existing budget 2018. Joining me to discuss these issues is a presidential candidate and a former deputy governor at STB, Dr. Obadiah Melafia. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. And also a member, a deputy chairman, that is, of the House of Representatives Committee on Legislative Budget Matters, Honorable Lego Idagu. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you for
they say you are the one, the House is responsible for the late presentation of the budget. What's the true story?
Well, incidentally, that cannot be true. There is nothing that can be further from the truth than that, because we only got the letter today from Mr. President saying that he would like to present the budget sometime next week, probably on Wednesday. So to say that the House has been responsible of frustrating the President's presentation of the budget, it's so not true. You know, in last week's Federal Executive Council meeting, we watched it on TV that the Minister for Budget presented the budget at FEC and it was approved, and they were scheduled to present it before the National Assembly. So how is it that it's the National Assembly that is frustrating the presentation of the budget when the letter to the National Assembly was only read on the floor of the House by Mr. Speaker today?
Frustration could always be linked into the activities of the National Assembly. If you look at how long it took the National Assembly the last time to pass the 2018 budget, after it was presented about 6 months away from the day of passage.
Well, Sheon, I remember that I was here sometime earlier this year to discuss this issue of budget. And I said that the problem Mr. President has is with his ministers and his appointees. They are probably not telling him the truth, or they are not being realistic. You know, last time when there was a delay in the signing of the budget, all blames were thrown at the National Assembly, but that was not the truth. There were times where we had to call ministers to come and defend their budget. It's not the business of the National Assembly to just rubber stamp a budget. The minister must come before the committee and defend the provisions he has put in the budget.
Because the allegations at that time was when the budget was being padded by the members of the House of the National Assembly. Those are some of the allegations coming from the MDAs, that there were underhand dealings over the budget, and that's why the budget delayed. Those are some of the allegations on the table of the National Assembly.
Well, the issue of padding is a story for another day, because if we want to go into this, I know your program is short, it will take a long time, but there is nothing like padding. The Constitution empowers the National Assembly to appropriate. What the President sends to us is a proposal. If we look at the proposal and we see that it does not meet with the yearnings of the people we represent, we are at liberty to say no, take this out and include this, rejig this, add this. I am Deputy Chairman, Legislative Budget and Research, and what we do, we look primarily at the MTEF. We see budget performances, you know, and we want to know that, okay, in this area, it's been performed credibly.
Okay. I understand that some of your colleagues are going to boycott the presentation of the president.
Yes, a lot of people are not happy. A lot of members are not happy, and why they are not happy is simply that the 2018 budget has not been implemented. In 2018, there was a budget of about 8-point-something trillion, and as we speak today, less than 10% of it has been implemented. And then you want to present the 2019 budget. We need to know why the 2018 has not been implemented.
Okay.
What are the challenges? We've approved the borrowing of funds for the federal government. What has happened? Has the money been borrowed?
We'll talk more about issues of performance. But we have the benefit of having an economist here. Tell us, what is the implication of having a late budget presentation? Is it the fault of the executive or the fault of the National Assembly? And in this case, any major harm to the economy?
Yes, Shegun, I think it's very unfortunate. It's quite regrettable that, we've been dilly-dallying with the budget for so long, playing politics with the budget, which is very regrettable. It does considerable harm, to the economy, to have such protracted delays in the approval as well as implementation of the budget. I don't think this is the occasion to apportion blame to one side over another. In fairness to the government, and I'm not somebody that will defend this government, in fairness to them, actually they've made some considerable efforts and progress in terms of budget implementation and budget design and construction. Zainab Ahmed, who's just moved to finance, and of course, the overall supervision of Dodoma. A lot of progress has been made. What has happened is a systemic failure in which the whole budgetary process has been subjected to all kind of partisan horse trading.